octopuses are peculiar. They can unscrew jars, unravel puzzles, unlock mechanisms, and elude sealed tanks. Not out of alarm, but driven by curiosity. They've been observed ambulating on two limbs like terrestrial beings, gathering shells and stones for refuge. Even pilfering cameras from diverse. They can mimic other creatures, compress themselves like a flounder, extend their arms like a lionfish, or glide like a sea serpent to deter predators. Well, a few days ago, I just witnessed this footage of an octopus transporting coconut shells across the seabed. Initially, it appears almost humorous, but its actions are far from arbitrary. This octopus is preparing for an event yet to occur. When peril arrives, it tucks itself inside the shells, clasping them together like a portable sanctuary. To scientists, that singular deed is remarkable. It demonstrates foresight, the capacity to envision the future and strategize accordingly. Now, some researchers debate whether this constitutes genuine tool use, a conduct once believed to be exclusive to humans, apes, and select birds, or merely astute shelter-seeking behavior. But here is what is irrefutable. This being is anticipating the future. It is undertaking something inconvenient now for a later advantage, until later. That is prescience. That is a form of acumen we presumed necessitated our presence. And therein lies the enigma. For this creature is neither a mammal nor an avian. It is a mollusk, a kin of clams and snails, soft-bodied, solitary, ephemeral, yet inexplicably endowed with intricate, adaptable cognition. This modest deed, an octopus transporting fragments of the sea to construct its own refuge, compels us to reevaluate all we believed about evolution and the true essence of intelligence. They have been captured manipulating pill bottles as if they were playthings, propelling water jets at lights to extinguish them for amusement, unscrewing lids from within and eluding captivity to prowl neighboring aquariums before returning by dawn. One octopus in New Zealand gained infamy for repeatedly escaping to prey on sharks, prompting the aquarium to install motion detectors. Yet here is the revelation that should utterly astonish you. Intelligence emerged twice on Earth, once along our lineage of the tree of life, and once entirely autonomously in cephalopods. And the octopus stands as the most peculiar testament to that divergence. Because if you have ever encountered the cognitive prowess necessitates communal interaction. Thus, one would anticipate intelligent creatures to be gregarious. Dolphins, elephants, crows, primates, all inhabit intricate social assemblies. Yet octopuses are solitary, reclusive predators who spend the majority of their existence evading one another, except during reproduction. So, how did an organism devoid of companions, devoid of familial frameworks, and endowed with limbs capable of independent cognition, become among the most astute invertebrates on Earth? To truly grasp the peculiar nature of octopuses, we must scrutinize their nervous system, and I mean thoroughly scrutinize it. For what we uncover there defies every presumption regarding the mechanics of intelligence. Humans and other vertebrates possess centralized nervous systems. The brain functions as the principal processing hub, with the spinal cord disseminating directives to the peripheral nervous system. It is a hierarchical arrangement, a singular central authority orchestrating all motion, sensation, and reaction. The octopus nervous system adheres to a fundamentally distinct design. An octopus harbors hundreds of millions of neurons, a quantity akin to that of a canine. Yet the allocation of those neurons is unparalleled within the vertebrate domain. Approximately 2/3 of them reside beyond the brain. They are dispersed throughout the 8 limbs, arranged into clusters known as ganglia. Each limb harbors what can only be characterized as a localized processing hub, capable of executing intricate behaviors autonomously. This is not merely the brain delegating functions to the periphery. This is authentic self-governance. Scientists have demonstrated that a detached octopus limb, and indeed, they regenerate, will persist in responding to stimuli, investigating its environment, and recoiling from unpleasant textures. The limb processes sensory data and carries out motor reactions without any direction from the central brain. When one contemplates the octopus's predatory tactics, this configuration becomes profoundly logical. Octopuses compress themselves into crevices, probe within cavities, reach beneath stones, often into areas beyond visual detection. Those limbs must make swift determinations about what constitutes prey, what presents danger, and what is merely substrate. Channeling every sensory input through the central brain for analysis would introduce delays that might determine the difference between securing nourishment and becoming nourishment. Thus, the central brain appears to manage executive functions, tactics, navigation, recollection, while the limbs oversee strategic maneuvers. Yet the complexity extends beyond mere tactile sensation. Each limb is adorned with suckers, and each sucker is densely imbued with chemoreceptors. An octopus does not merely perceive objects by touch. It simultaneously discerns their taste. Every surface interaction furnishes both tactile and chemical intelligence. The limbs perpetually sample the chemical composition of their surroundings, constructing a sensory map unparalleled in human experience. Moreover, their visual apparatus narrates its own captivating tale. Octopuses possess camera-type eyes, complete with lens, iris, retina, the identical fundamental structure as vertebrate eyes. This exemplifies one of the most remarkable instances of convergent evolution. Two lineages diverged by 600 million years, converging upon nearly identical resolutions to the challenge of image formation. However, there exists a pivotal distinction in the execution. Vertebrate eyes harbor a structural imperfection. The optic nerve traverses the retina, generating a blind spot devoid of photoreceptors. This arises from the evolutionary development of our eyes, wherein the neural wiring culminated on the incorrect side of the light pathway. Identifying cells. Octopus eyes circumvented this flaw entirely. Their photoreceptors orient toward the illumination source, and the neural circuitry connects behind the retina. The outcome is an uninterrupted visual panorama devoid of any blind spot. It is a design that would evoke envy in a human engineer. They also possess the faculty to discern polarized light, the directional oscillation of light waves, an attribute completely beyond human sensory capability. This aptitude enables them to detect translucent prey, such as jellyfish, perceive contrast in settings where chromatic variations are subtle, and potentially even communicate through polarized skin patterns imperceptible to most predators. Which leads us to perhaps the most enigmatic facet of octopus vision. Compelling evidence indicates they are effectively colorblind. This appears inconceivable. How can a creature that alters its body coloration with remarkable precision lack chromatic vision? Contemporary scientific hypotheses suggest a refined resolution. Their integument may perceive color autonomously from their eyes. Investigations have uncovered photosensitive proteins termed opsins dispersed throughout octopus skin, the identical photopigments responsible for light detection in their retinas. This implies the potential that octopus integument can react to illumination and perhaps hue directly without cerebral neural processing. They might not require visual scrutiny of the surface they are camouflaging against. Their dermis could discern it autonomously and adapt correspondingly. This embodies a fundamentally distinct paradigm of perception. We fabricate a visual depiction of our milieu via our eyes and decode it within our brain. Whales employ echolocation through aquatic environments, constructing acoustic cartographies of their vicinity through sound. Octopuses seem to apprehend through distributed sensation, gustation, tactile input, possibly even direct photoreception via their skin. Intelligence, as it transpires, is not confined to a singular sensory modality or processing framework. It materializes wherever intricate challenges demand refined resolutions. The camouflage prowess of octopuses has mesmerized onlookers for centuries. Yet the mechanisms underpinning this faculty are far more intricate than most individuals comprehend. Crucially, they function through principles wholly disparate from other color-modulating creatures. Reflect upon the chameleon, frequently heralded as the epitome of color-altering capability. Chameleons modulate their appearance by adjusting the spacing of nanocrystal lattices within specialized dermal cells termed iridophores. This structural rearrangement modifies which wavelengths of light are reflected, altering the creature's perceived hue. The process requires several seconds to finalize, and studies suggest chameleons utilize color alteration predominantly for social communication and thermoregulation. Octopuses function through a fundamentally different mechanism, one predicated on muscular manipulation rather than structural transformation. The octopus integumentary system comprises 3 distinct varieties of chromatophore organs organized in stratified layers. At the surface reside the chromatophores' elastic sacs containing pigment granules, red, yellow, brown, or black depending on the particular cell. Each chromatophore is encircled by 15 to 25 radial muscles. Upon contraction of these muscles, the sac expands, revealing the pigment. When they relax, the sac's elastic properties induce it to contract, concealing the coloration. Beneath the chromatophore layer lie the iridophores, cells harboring plates of reflective proteins that produce iridescent blues and greens via structural coloration. More profound still are the leucophores, which disperse light to generate alabaster hues. Yet chromaticity alone does not forge persuasive concealment. Texture holds equal significance. Beneath the chromatophore apparatus resides an intricate lattice of musculature termed pili that can elevate segments of the dermis into 3-dimensional formation, spines, ridges, bifurcating protuberances, enabling the octopus to emulate not merely the coloration, but the tangible texture of coral, stone, or seaweed. This engenders a genuinely unresolved inquiry. What constitutes the subjective experience of orchestrating this mechanism? When an octopus replicates a coral reef, is it exercising conscious deliberation regarding color and texture? Or is this an involuntary reflex, sensory stimuli eliciting automatic motor responses? The evidence intimates an intermediary state between pure reflex and intentional choice. Octopuses can be trained to manifest specific motifs in response to conditioning, implying a measure of volitional governance. Yet the rapidity and intricacy of pattern formation suggest substantial automatic processing. The reality likely encompasses both elevated decisions about which overarching pattern to deploy alongside low-level execution, managed autonomously by distributed neural circuits. We are witnessing intellect that does not align neatly with our classifications of conscious versus unconscious conduct. And that ambiguity is itself enlightening. Beyond the coconut transporting behavior with which we commenced, octopuses exhibit an extraordinary spectrum of cognitive faculties that extend well into domains we customarily attribute to vertebrates. Experimental investigations have chronicled intricate problem-solving across diverse scenarios. Octopuses effortlessly acquire the skill to unscrew screw-top jars, manipulate child-resistant containers, and navigate complex multi-step conundrums. They display individual recognition of human caregivers, responding favorably to certain individuals and unfavorably to others based on prior encounters. This necessitates memory not merely of occurrences, but of the distinct identities linked to those occurrences. One particularly fascinating study revealed observational learning. When inexperienced octopuses witnessed trained specimens resolving an unprecedented challenge, unsealing a container to obtain sustenance, the observers resolved the identical problem markedly faster than control subjects deprived of observational exposure. This implies octopuses can glean pertinent information from observing conspecifics, a capability typically linked with gregarious species. And then there is recreational conduct. Play is evolutionarily enigmatic because it yields no immediate survival advantage. It expends energy, it demands time that could be allocated to foraging, and in certain instances heightens predation peril. Yet playful behavior manifests consistently in creatures we acknowledge as sagacious. References: corvids, parrots, carnivores, primates. Octopuses in captivity have been observed repeatedly manipulating objects in manners that serve no evident purpose beyond the manipulation itself. Numerous aquariums have documented octopuses escaping their enclosures nocturnally to hunt in adjacent tanks. It's then returning before dawn, indicating not only problem-solving prowess, but spatial memory, and what can only be characterized as orchestrating intricate multi-phase ventures. Collectively, these behaviors furnish compelling evidence for sophisticated cognition. And this leads us back to the fundamental enigma. Octopuses are predominantly solitary beings. They do not inhabit social assemblages. They do not collaborate to hunt. They do not nurture their offspring. Indeed, females perish shortly after their eggs hatch. So, how did this intellect evolve? The explanation seems to reside in environmental intricacy rather than societal intricacy. Octopuses are pliant-bodied predators in habitats teeming with both quarry and adversaries. They are versatile hunters confronting a heterogeneous assortment of prey species. Crustaceans necessitating shell fracture, fish demanding agility, bivalves requiring perseverance, each compelling distinct tactics. They dwell in architecturally intricate habitats. Coral reefs, rugged shorelines, kelp thickets. These ecosystems mandate refined spatial recollection and three-dimensional orientation. They also harbor myriad predators: sharks, eels, dolphins, against which a supple physique offers no defense. Survival necessitates evasion, concealment, and the capacity to swiftly evaluate menace. In essence, their milieu posed a vast spectrum of challenges. And when the environment is sufficiently intricate, intellect arises as a resolution even absent social stimuli. Intelligence is a concept we delineate through our own cognitive framework. We devise assessments that favor the faculties humans possess: verbal reasoning, abstract symbolism, long-term strategizing with deferred gratification, intricate social collaboration. When creatures excel in these criteria, we designate them astute. When they fail to, we frequently infer they lack intellectual refinement. The octopus unveils the profound constraints of this paradigm. Contrasting neuron quantities elucidates this distinctly. Humans harbor approximately 86 billion neurons. Octopuses possess hundreds of millions, a considerable figure, yet far from human magnitudes. Octopus neurons are dispersed throughout a decentralized network tailored for challenges humans have never confronted. Orchestrating 8 semi-autonomous limbs, processing chemotactile data from nearly 2,000 independently functioning suckers, producing synchronized color transformations across thousands of chromatophores within milliseconds. Their cognitive framework is specialized for their ecological milieu, just as ours is specialized for ours. Neither is intrinsically superior. They are optimized for disparate challenges. This bears profound ramifications for how we conceive intelligence beyond Earth. For decades, the quest for extraterrestrial intelligence has predominantly presumed alien intellects would mirror ours in fundamental aspects: social, technological, communicative, via symbolic language. We have constructed our detection methodologies around identifying radio transmissions, mathematical configurations, indications of extensive engineering. Yet, if intellect can emerge in such profoundly distinct manifestations on our own globe, within a lineage that separated from us 600 million years ago. What might extraterrestrial intelligence genuinely resemble? Perhaps the cosmos harbors minds more akin to octopuses than to humans. Astute in manners we might fail to identify as cognition altogether. There exists a notion in ethology termed Umwelt, the perceptual realm singular to each organism. A tick's Umwelt is enveloped by language and symbolic reasoning. An octopus's Umwelt is something we scarcely can conceptualize. A realm perceived through distributed gustation, polarized light discernment, autonomous limb sensation. A domain where the demarcation between self and environment becomes permeable because your physique incessantly mirrors your surroundings at a muscular stratum. That is not merely an alternate form of intelligence. That is conceivably a distinct form of consciousness. So, did the octopus contravene the principles of evolution? Not precisely. What it accomplished was to illustrate that the principles we presumed existed were, in fact, suppositions grounded in our own evolutionary chronicle. Evolution does not function according to rules we can effortlessly express. It functions through limitation, diversity, and choice over vast epochs. Within those confines, life discovers resolutions that frequently transcend our forecasts. Exactly because our forecasts rely on the narrow subset of Earth's present-day biodiversity,